The Asataryan family from the Karabert village of the Shirak region is busy with day-to-day life. Though today their livelihood resembles the typical lifestyle of the Armenian capital, Yerevan, things were very different 3 years ago. I had 3 grandchildren at the time. We lived simply, lighting oil lamps and heating the furnace. There was no electricity and no natural gas, so with great heartache we cut fruit trees for firewood. These were arduous years, very arduous. It was practically impossible to heat the house, so we depended on an extra layer of clothes to keep us warm at night. We blindly changed our children's clothes in the dark, while they shivered in the cold. Satenik's reminiscence of dark and cold days is a typical story across Armenia, from the small villages to the bustling capital city of Yerevan. After the Soviet Union collapsed, the main sources of heat ranged from firewood and manure to sheets of paper, or even the odd wheel of a vehicle, anything that could be set ablaze and provide some warmth. Ovens had long lost their original purpose and become nothing more than antiquated furniture, while centralized heating and electrical systems deteriorated and collapsed. Eight to 10 years ago, natural gas slowly began its restoration in Armenia.
Hold it? Oh yeah, okay.
On top, you Olympic Games. Bravo!
The flicker of the blue flame acted as a warm reminder that the 21st century had begun. Even in the remote village of Karabert, the quality of life began improving dramatically. This was certainly the case for Ashot Baghdasaryan's family, who are Asataryan's closest neighbors. For the last 4 years, the restoration of the natural gas supply was the talk of the town. To be honest, we thought it was nothing more than hearsay. It was about 2 years ago when we learned from a radio show that some fund, OFID, OPEC, whatever the name, they were lending millions of dollars to Armenia. And in fact, the construction began in our community a couple of years ago. Finally, this is starting to feel like a city now that we have natural gas, drinking water, and electricity. December of 2010 was a month of unprecedented heat in Armenia. Karabert without snow in mid-December is something to behold. Of course, Asataryan's family was quite pleased, since they no longer needed to heat the house, which led to enormous savings. However, their home is adequately equipped with natural gas, and they are prepared for the worst. Having a supply of natural gas is amazing. We are much more confident. Now we aren't worried that the wind will extinguish the stove's heat. Solar oil and firewood are very different, and gas is quite special as it heats uniformly. Plants are very sensitive to temperature changes and can easily shrivel. The stove was causing pollution and was not only uncomfortable, but heated very poorly. Now it's both clean and comfy, and hot water is available whenever you need it. Tigranoui gained not only heat and hot water, but also her husband and brother, Armen and Arsen. Like many other members of the community, Armen and Arsen had taken the path of immigration. Now they have returned with a newfound confidence in their homeland and have started a small business. I don't even want to think about leaving anymore. I'm happy here. I am my own master. I can rest for one day if I want and work 24 hours the next. It's my choice. And I like gardening. It's a pleasure to watch how the flowers grow, almost like children growing. I find nothing worthwhile in foreign places. Gor and David have both directly and indirectly benefited from the restoration of gas. In April, the family planned their expenses and purchased a second TV set and DVD player for their children. This would not have been possible without the transition to more efficient fuel sources. This year, they plan to use their additional savings on a computer. The family has had long discussions about the nature of their new business and made a rather novel decision to grow flowers in their small and remote village. However, their business is a success and has even expanded into a 2-story flower shop. And as the quality of life has improved in practically all households, the demand for these non-essential luxuries only grows. Dining together is an important cornerstone of any happy family. A family where one is for all and all for one, where the environment is warm both literally and figuratively. Under the FMAP program, natural gas pipelines were rehabilitated and/or constructed in 79 communities all over Armenia. The number of potential beneficiary households is 32,423. The total number of potential beneficiaries is 127,374 people. The number of actual household connections to the natural gas system is 5,643. The total length of natural gas pipelines is 577,521 meters.